and hopefully I'm not too unstealthy now, but I probably am. So anyway, I kind of owed an update based on my last, video of transmission and giving up on the whole RV thing. Giving up on my dream and warning that the experiment had failed. I would like to note that I was wondering what the hell was wrong, in that I'm like, I'm not a bad person. I believe I shot a couple of videos, very short ones, with my friend Tracy, who was my angel, my savior, she took me in. Myself and the dog slept on her couch for a few days, and then the RV transmission was covered under warranty, and I picked it up on a Sunday night. It jerks. Going from like second into first is kind of like this cuckoo. I still don't think it's right. Where my life has gone since then is that I was ready to pack it in, and rightly so. The experiment really didn't go well moving out here until interestingly, right, because I was like, what's wrong? If you're on the right path, things should just line up and blah blah blah, and because it happened for my daughter. It had happened for friends of mine in the past when they actually just put their true intention out there. And it's only in retrospect that I realized that I didn't put my true intention out there. So I had listed the RV for sale. I listed my van for sale. I was going to go just back to Ontario and, stay with Pete and his place, and then go back to my cabin and, look for some minimum wage job at a gas station or whatever near my cabin. So, my RV has issues, and I decided to call this great place Fennel's RV, and they're the ones who had serviced me for my battery. And honestly, most RV service just sucks. Frickin', I'm gonna say fucking sucks. It was the major impetus behind me wanting to become an RV tech, is that it's like there's no freaking service available, so I better learn how to do it myself, and then maybe eventually it'll become kind of a self-sustaining business. Just clients here and there, help them out, right? Anyway, so I'm on the phone with Fennel's, and I'm booking an appointment to get an assessment of what my rig needs so I can sell it. And I just said, you wouldn't happen to know of anyone, any shops that would be hiring? They said, well, you know what, actually maybe, yeah. Thank God I got the owner on the phone. Can you imagine if I hadn't? But anyway, I got the owner, one of the owners, on the phone. And it was a Monday. And so I said, hi, I'm looking for an employment opportunity here. And he said, what would you like to do here? And I said, well, mop the floors, make coffee, answer the phones, and eventually, in a perfect world, I'd love to become an apprentice. And he was like, you're speaking my language. So, and then I emailed Work BC, and I emailed the employment counselor I was working with, and saying, hey, I'm going to come in the morning. And when I came in the morning, they were lined up and ready. And they had shit ready for me to do and sign. They're like, well, you went and found an employer. Normally you have to sign up for the program and have an orientation and then find an employer. But they're like, you went all backwards about it and we love it, they were really, really positive, and they're like, okay, and they signed me up for an orientation the following week, and then I just started hanging out at the RV shop and volunteering and, you know, learning shit, which was really cool. Great. So I kind of went from I'm leaving and the experiment has failed to having a full-time job. I have a full-time job now, and I love the job. I'm excited to be there. I love showing up. I love the people I'm working with. So when I was kind of wondering, you know, what the hell's wrong, like, I'm really trying. I work hard. I'm a decent enough person. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, what's wrong? In retrospect, I wasn't asking for what I actually wanted. It was like I went into a coffee shop and said, I don't want a latte. So in the coffee shop of life, I was like, I mean, I love working at the liquor store. I love the RV shop more. It's more dynamic, but I love the people at the liquor store. I love talking to the customers. Like, generally, like, it's all good, you know. So it's like I was walking into the coffee shop of life and going, I don't want a latte. I don't want a drip coffee. You know, so I was working super part-time at the juice bar, and I was working like almost full-time minimum wage at the deli, which was killing me. And I was kind of just more focused on what I didn't want. And oh my God, you know, the first time I actually put out there what I did want, it happened. And again, that could be just coincidence and stuff, but I was like racking my brains as like, why isn't this working, you know? Like, I'm a good, decent person. I'm working hard. I'm working like 3 jobs. I'm really trying. But you know, working at the deli was not something I really wanted. Working housekeeping at the Surf Motel, you know, I would say not necessarily what I wanted. I would love to be the backup person to run the Surf Hotel. I would like to be the person who could run the Surf Hotel and keep it open in the winter, right? You know, and make some money there, you know, and have that, you know, beautiful environment, vintage, so cute, everything, you know, but whatever. So, but yeah, when I first actually said what I wanted, everything did line up, you know. It just like was like boom, boom, you're speaking my language. And then I showed up, you know, later that afternoon, like 3 hours later. I look forward to waking up and going to work in the morning, and I go in super early and I start making coffee and I start putting around, and you know, I turn the computer on, but like I don't even like I'm there way early. And I mean, they're amazing. They're just amazing. 9 a.m. when the phones start ringing, I'm more than ready, and I just like, you know, and I'm talking to people all day long, and I love it, and I love it. My life has completely freaking changed. I don't feel bad about the state of mind I was in. It wasn't of sort of poor mental health. It was being like just really realistic and painfully realistic that the experiment hadn't worked out. But, you know, interestingly, as soon as I started reaching out the second I reached out, even so casually, for what I really wanted, everything just kind of went boom, 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 boom. And here I am in this job that I absolutely love.
Life is beautiful.
It's the girl's first birthday today. It's May 30th, and they are 1 year old.
Life is beautiful. It's cruel.
Thank you. A few friends, lovely Tara, Dr. Kayak, there's a few new people in my life too, and I just really appreciate the support and the comments, and just getting to know some new friends. And thank you, Tara, for your amazing. Tara is not new. We've known each other for quite a few years now. Sort of in somewhat inconsistent touch, because it was through business that we met, but the connection is much deeper, obviously. So, thank you, Tara.